Right, okay, so it's been a little bit of a while since I've properly recorded and caught up on stuff. I have been AFKing, as you can see by my mining and smithing stats. I got to level 50 in both. Really, while I've been doing it, I've just simply been like editing, doing stuff on the side. It's been really nice to get these two to that level. Now, I have with me a couple of strange rock sets, which are going to give me a decent chunk of XP. And if you don't know what these are rocks which you can get from skilling. You build the statue and it's going to give you some XP reward. Now I need to speak to Barnabas first, because what I also want as well is a pouch. You can put these in like a little strange rock bag, which is really, really nice, because it just means it saves you quite a lot of bank space, so it's very worthwhile doing. But now we've got 50 mining and smithing, we need to start looking at some other stuff. So I'm going to go to the Grand Exchange after this and spend some GP really. I think it's worth spending some more cash on some skills because we're really starting to unlock quite a lot of quick quests. Now, with putting the mining one on, we are now level 50 mining and also got 50 smithing, which is handy. This statue collection bag just means that I can just put all the rocks in there and you can see which ones you've handed in as well if you ever needed to do that as well. So it's a really nice item to have. And yeah, so we're going to go to the Grand Exchange and pick some things up. But with 50 mining, that's going to be a pretty decent amount of quests. We have unlocked the Heroes quest, Desperate Time, Rune Ore, which is actually pretty decent in terms of like making some GP. Sandstone, once we've done the Jack of Spades as well, was good for GP, maybe not as much now, and we can now use the Rune Pick. Now, while we are here, there is something in terms of the museum which is very worthwhile doing, which I've actually not done yet. I've put off quite a lot. And that is completing the museum for Orlando Smith. Now, what this is going to do is give us 1000 Slayer and 1000 Hunter XP, and it's a really good way to go and get your Hunter started. And Slayer as well. You normally get like level 9, but Hunter's already a little bit ahead, so we'll get a little bit higher than that as well. Basically, what you want to do is just go around and answer all the different parts of the museum. Just follow the wiki. The wiki's got all the answers, and it will give us a little bit of kudos, as well as the ability to then go and claim a reward afterwards. So what I'm going to go and do is speedrun this real quick, and then you'll meet me back at the Grand Exchange, where we're going to go and do a little bit of investing in some skills for the future, and just talk about where we currently are in terms of the series, and what we're going to do going forward. Right, okay, so that probably took about 5 minutes. Basically, you just go around and answer all the questions, and then once that is done, you can go speak to Orlando Smith, and he'll give you the XP. We've also gained 28 kudos, which will kind of help us out a little bit later on when it comes to doing things like the Varrock Diaries, certain quests where you need kudos in the museum as well, but 1000 XP each in Slayer and Hunter. We're going to get 9 Slayer and 12 Hunter as well. Now, depending on how many quests you've done, and also the type of quest you've done as well, there is an NPC in the museum which is going to give you some lamps. So if you just go upstairs, there is someone you can speak to in regards to quests you've completed, providing they're like kind of a kudos quest. It's going to be this man here, the Historian Minus. And you basically tell him stories about things he can put in his displays, and he'll give you some form of lamps as a reward as well. And because we're such a low level, and because it's most likely going to go onto agility, it's going to be worthwhile doing now. The XP is nothing massive. You're talking like 500 XP, 1000 XP, but because we've done a couple of quests which is relevant to him and to filling out the display cases, we're going to do this as well. Now, actually doing this gives you the possibility of getting more kudos points as well, which we will need at a later date, but it just means that we're somewhere where we need to be in terms of this as well. But 2 lamps, again, nothing massive, but it's just going to contribute to what we need it to do anyway, and just a little bit of agility XP. So 2000 agility XP is nice. That's going to get us kind of to the wave 30. Actually, it's going to get us 30, which is nice. And that is going to unlock the Cold War, Legacy of Sergei's Dishonor Among Thieves, Crocodile Tears, and Evil Days Big Day Out, as well as the Penguin Agility course as well. We can also do a little bit of Anachronia Beginner Travel. So agility, very similar to crafting, is very big in terms of quest storylines. The higher agility level is, the more often you can go and unlock different quests. 12 Hunter is going to give us the levels we need for the Cold War, and 9 Slayer is going to just give us the ability to do Crawling Hands. We will go and do Slayer at some point, but it was just an easy way to go and get some quick total levels. 51 Smithing as well means we can do Rune a little bit faster, but we're not too bothered about that. So I'm going to go to the Grand Exchange now, and what I think I'm going to do is just buy a decent amount of potions just going forward, just so we can level up our Herblore. I've got quite a decent stack now of arrow tips and also headless arrows, so we're going to go do a little bit of fletching today as well, definitely get past 40. And there's also the Sea Slug and Fishing Contest quests to go and level up fishing as well, which would be very, very nice. But in terms of what we've done in terms of like the accounts and leveling and stuff, we've not actually done that bad. I'm really happy with where we are. I've not really played as much this week, just because I've got stuff going on and like, you know, real lifescape and all that sort of stuff. But I'm really happy with the progress we're making. The videos are doing well, so thank you guys so much for that. While we're here, let's just do a little bit of a debrief in terms of the Grand Exchange and what's happening with my Grand Exchange in a minute. Mithril ore, we mined for level 40 mining, and we actually made quite a decent amount of profit here. We managed to sell some for 2,000 coins each, and we're starting to sell some for 3,000 coins. Silver sickles, I dropped the price down and we've managed to sell a decent amount. And this is what happened before. We managed to sell a decent amount and then all of a sudden it just stopped. And what I'm just going to do is just leave it in the Grand Exchange in the hopes that it will go again. And we'll just sell that very, very slowly over time. Silver sickles is going to be one, very similar to clockwork. I'll just top it up as and when it's needed. But for now, it's just going to leave it to sell in the Grand Exchange. Bear fur also did the same, where I had a little bit of a run. It's only got 12 left on the Grand Exchange. So some point tonight or tomorrow, basically whenever I can bother to do it, I'm going to buy some more fur. I'm going to buy some more bear fur from the man in Varrock Square and just throw another 100, 150 on there just to sell for that price. We did some more Stonewall segments, sold them for just under 15,000 coins. These things are exploding in price, so that's decent for us. We've got a 35 mil cash stack with the 19 mil in the bank as well, which is very, very nice. Which means we can go and spend on some outlandishly quick methods. Now, I will say that Herblore, especially for the early levels of money making, is one of those skills which is going to cost you some GP, but as soon as you get to things like prayer potions, you're pretty much sorted then and you're going to make some decent cash from then on. So the early investment which we're going to have to do in Herblore, which will probably only cost us like 1 or 2 mil, which we can quite comfortably make from doing things like Stonewall segments. We've made it from doing the sickles. We can also make it from doing clockwork as well. This is a very worthwhile purchase and something which we've been meaning to do for a little while because this will unlock quite a few different things as well. Now, I messed up there because I was trying to set the preset up, but if we just go and do that. So yeah, Herblore is going to be something I'm going to do now. I'm going to go get a couple of levels just to spam it out. I'm probably going to go and aim for like 30-ish just to go and give us a bit of a base. And then for the rest of today, what I'm looking to do is some fletching, get fletching to like 40, 45. And in terms of what I'm going to be doing afterwards, I'm going to be recording those 3 videos I've talked about over the past couple of episodes, where we sort of delve into the best money making methods to build up your account. Also looking at things like what monsters are worthwhile trading on, and then finally any D&Ds and stuff like that, which is worthwhile you doing on a regular basis to contribute to your account as well. Now, with Herblore, again, very similar to all the Bibles, it's going to be insanely quick to train up these levels. It's just getting the cash to do it. But now we've got pretty steady income in terms of like all the different money making methods we're doing. We can go and spend it, and we don't actually have to do this method for profits. Whereas like on previous accounts, we've always done these methods a little bit slower than normal. And for profit, I can go and spend the money because I can just make it back quite easy. And there's no pressure to pay X amount for a bond as well, which is also really nice. Now, in terms of some more stuff we're going to spend some money on, I think it's going to be a worthwhile purchase just to kit out the fort. Upgrade on where we can. We'll get some construction XP for it, which will be really nice. We'll level up our construction XP. And by doing that as well, we'll get access to higher tiers of refined frames, of higher refined planks, frames, which we can make money with in the long run. Very similar to Herblore, it's an investment. We need to see it as an investment because the higher our Herblore level is, the higher our construction level is. It just means we have better ways to make some profit as well, which is really, really nice. Now, daily challenges as well today are quite fortunate. We have Hunter, Herblore, and Agility, so we'll get a little bit more XP in all those. And yeah, we're really progressing. We're really progressing. I was like watching and editing the first couple of videos, and up to like episode 10, apart from the massive amount of quests we've done, nothing really showed as like progress of what I wanted it to. And things almost looked a little bit drawn out, which I don't want to do. I want to make sure that this series is as much value as possible for you guys who are starting your accounts, who are trying to level stuff up. So the fact we can kind of speed this up a bit now and sort of delve into some of the bigger quests, again, all these Herblore levels, agility levels, all these skills we're getting are going to give us better quest lines to go and do, which will give us better rewards. And then eventually we'll be able to get better unlocks and stuff like that. So that's the plan anyway. So we've just spammed out a couple of Herblore levels. We've just literally done 11 just from 100 potions, and it's just how quick like the Bible skills can be. But we'll keep on buying stuff, and then I'm going to go like as soon as possible to Herblore. Herblore is quite important for things like Edgar's Roost and the Troll Quests. The Troll Quests are very good because you get some decent lamps from there. And in terms of like, once I've done these 3 episodes about the stuff I'd suggest for an account like this, we're going to go and nail some pretty big quests. So I'm thinking like Dragon Slayer, we're going to do Haunted Mind, Grand Tree, the Watchtower as well is a very big reward. Like something like 15k magic XP, which is really, really nice. And then we've also got things like Tourist Trap. That's like 4,000 XP for agility. That is really nice. And you can just see that our quest list is getting longer and longer and longer, but that's just because we're leveling up the account a lot better. And I think this was better than just grinding all those low level quests. I think like we've moved quicker, and because of that, we've progressed quicker as well. So those are the 100 potions done while I've rambled about what the plans are for the future. But 21 Herblore is going to give us some quests. So the dig site, Once More Favor, Shades of Morton, and then also the Watchtower as well. And again, having the ability to do all these brand new potions is very, very nice. Now, in terms of what we're going to do to train our Herblore as well, we can look at some different options. Anti-poisons are nice, but Marantils are expensive. And I know I mentioned like which we can do different methods. So what I'm going to go and do is just go and buy 100 Marantil potions, buy some stuff to make the anti-poisons. They're a little bit expensive compared to the rest, but we have money. So I'm going to go and buy these, make these potions, and then hopefully we'll be ready to go into the level 30s of Herblore, and then I'll catch up with you guys then. And I would have done a little bit of fletching hopefully by then as well, so we can go through the level ups and then where we're going to go in the future. Okay, so that pretty much took 20 minutes. We got some strange rocks for Herblore, which we've handed in, and we've also done our Herblore daily challenge. But we are now at level 38 Herblore, which is going to unlock quite a few really important things. So in terms of quests, Edgar's Roost, the Heroes quest, Land of the Goblins, and Evil Dave's Big Day Out. We've unlocked things like Restore Potions, Energy Potions. Both of these are incredibly expensive to make. For whatever reason, a Harlander Unfinished Potion is like 7.5k, so without a secondary, you're pretty much losing 7,000 coins per potion. So I avoided those, and I ended up just doing normal Strength Potions all the way up to 38, which really didn't take that long, which was really, really nice. But we also have the ability now to do Prayer Potions. Now, Prayer Potions is going to be our starter to get into Profitable Herblore. It's a really good place to level up to as well. So really, really happy that that's been done. And just in the space of about 30 minutes, we've gained something like 29 total levels, which really, really nice there. Now, I'm going to go back to Manor Farm because I want to go and do my beehives because I want to progress that a little bit further and get it to the point where we're ready to go and jump in and do player owned farms properly with some chinchompers. Now, I've mentioned it a couple of times. The reason why I'm waiting for chinchompers is because really chickens and rabbits, they're not the best XP, and I think at least with chinchompers, the beehives are going to get us there quite gradually and quite passively, and at a decent rate actually. I've only really checked the beehives like 3 or 4 times so far. I've just been a bit lazy with doing them every day, but that's going to be really nice. But until we get sort of chinchompers, I'm just going to focus on doing beehives because it's really easy XP. So in terms of what I'm going to do tonight, because I don't think we've got too much left to record in this video, I'm going to go and do my daily challenges. I'm going to buy some more Viswax and extend my agility one because I think for agility it's just so worthwhile. And what I'm hoping is whenever we finally get to the Grand Tree, then I can use things like my Penguin points. I can use Troll Invasion to really get my agility level up. I want to progress my agility as quickly as possible, just passively by doing things as well. Because if my agility level is higher, whenever I get it for a daily challenge, it means that I'm going to get more XP per daily challenge because it's working off your total level. I've also forgot to bring my woad leaves, so I'm just going to go and grab those really quickly. As well as that, we're going to do some fletching. So when we come back tomorrow, fletching, we'll talk through fletching and like what level we've got from all the arrow tips. I think in terms of arrow tips, I've got something like 20-ish K steel arrows, and we've got some mithril ones as well. To be fair, I'll actually show you guys when we go to the bank real quick. I was going to actually make all my mithril bars into arrow tips, but in the end I decided to do mithril plate bodies just because it was way more AFK, and yeah, so I sort of changed that up. But yeah, nearly 20k steel and 6.2k mithril. If I need to sort of change that up, I'll change it up. Fire making, I kind of want to get upwards to about 45, 50 because I need to get 50 for desert treasure anyway. But fletching is going to be the skill we start first, and then maybe a couple of thieving levels as well, just to bump that up a little bit more as well. So hopefully when we log in tomorrow, we'll do the fishing quests, get those knocked out very quickly, and that'll give us something like 20, 25 fishing, which means we can go do things like trout and salmon, which is really nice because that's when the XP kind of goes up a little bit. And yeah, it's amazing, like in terms of a couple of days, how quickly it started to turn around and look as if like we're really getting somewhere with the account. Like my total level is really starting to progress upwards. I think I'm really not far away from doing the oyster quest, and the oyster quest is a really nice one to get done just because it's going to give us a chance to re-roll something for monthly, and actually you make money from it as well, which is really, really nice. So I'm just going to buy some more woad leaves from Winston because they are very, very cheap, and it's probably one of the best things to have in terms of feeding your player-owned farms. If you're someone who wants to buy things over time, you can definitely use your organic exchange to get things at a much better price. But for me, in terms of the woad leaves and the flowers and stuff, that's what I'm pretty much going to go for and do. And yeah, we're really starting to get there. Like the money making side is really, really good. Clockworks have fallen off a little bit, so that's why I've not done any in like a couple of days. They're about 10k, which, don't get me wrong, is still going to be incredible profit. You're going to make about 7-ish k per clockwork. But in a minute, I've got better things going. Like, I'd much rather just keep those silver sickles up on the Grand Exchange. And every time I sell one of those, it's 20k profit. Very similar to the bear furs as well. Like with the bear furs, I'm making 15k every time one of those sells. So That's something we can definitely just keep doing and keep topped up. The stone wall segments, I'm going to put some offers in for some limestone anyway, just because I think it's so worthwhile doing for the amount of time it's going to take. And you might have noticed I've still got some stone wall segments in my bank. So what I'm going to do is limestone I buy from a gun exchange, I will then sell as stone wall segments. The limestone which I buy from Bill, I'm going to keep those stone wall segments for me because I want to invest in using that as a construction method with the fort. But I don't really want to spend and go out my way of spending 15k per sort of stone wall segment. I'd rather use the stuff from Bill, take a couple of days, maybe a week to stock up a decent pile, and then I'll go and do the construction as well for a little bit cheaper because I have a bad feeling when it comes to buying the frames, they're going to be very, very expensive. Construction at the minute is the underlying one which is going to start costing more and more as time goes on. I think a lot of people will invest quite hard in 120 construction. I'm surprised to a point that it's not gone up even more as we speak. Like at the minute, it is a little bit pricey. I can imagine it getting even more pricey as time sort of rolls on as well. So we'll see what goes on with that. I think as well, 120 construction, people are just thinking about the play your own house. It could bring in some massive things for the fort. If they tie it in with a fort, a new quest as well, it could be really big things to do at the fort as well. So I don't know. It's options though, and we are definitely progressing in terms of the account. Now, from this point, we're probably going to have a 3-day break when I go and do these individual free episodes. But what I'm hoping is that when we finally come back in terms of catching up on the content, the total levels and the quests will be dramatically different. I'll try and put 3 days worth of content and stuff I've done in the account into one episode, or worst case, we'll do it over 2. But I think we're going to make some big moves over the next couple of days as well. Really excited to see where this account is going. It's nice for me to see the progress. I know you guys have been loving the videos and loving the content as well. But for me, I have felt a little bit stagnant by just hunting the quest down. Now we're sort of doing a nice balance between the two. And then a little bit further down the line, that's when we're going to start training the combat up, doing a little bit of PVM, doing a little bit of Slayer, and actually making some money on the account, which I'm really, really looking forward to. However, going to wrap the video up here and finish on our beehives. We'll report back at the start of the next episode what our level is in terms of farming and what we're going to do going forward. But we're going to end on 765 total levels. So the total level is definitely coming up. In terms of where I want to be after we've caught up on the sort of space of 3 days worth of content, I want to be well over that 1,000 milestone, which with what we've got left and the skills we've got left as well is stuff I think we can pick up quite easily as well. But we've got a very nice AFK skill in mining. If I wanted to, I can go and return and mine. I really enjoy it. It's nice in AFK. Same with smithing as well. Spending a little bit of money on smithing, but it's something where I've got cash coming from other sources. And I think smithing is a very viable thing to put money into because especially with smelting bars and doing other stuff, I will get that money back. But I'm going to wrap the video there. Really hope you guys have enjoyed. Whether it's the main account, this account, 7-day bond, you let me know and I'll go make the videos for it. Subathon is still going on, so if you aren't subbed already, please sub to the channel. And like the video as well, they all contribute to more and more videos over the month of February, and by the look of it, the month of March as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.